cracking a top 8. Away we go. Kellen, Pastore up at the top of your screen. Ray, Zhang down below. Ray is at 10-3. Kellen is at 11-2, so he is going to be fighting the good fight there to keep those losses at only 2.
Yeah, correct. So this is a pair down, and different stakes. For Kellen, this is pretty fair to say it's a win and in. If Kellen wins this match, he'll have notched the 12th win and be ready to, win, draw, or possibly even lose to make the top 8.
Mm-hmm.
Ray is more in that crowd of trying to win the last 2 rounds and then see what happens in terms of tiebreakers, but still a great position and a very, very meaningful match for both players.
You mentioned Land War Elves. I like Gene Pollinator. It's a cool little guy. It doesn't die to just 1 point of damage, and it's able to use your untapped stuff to add some mana here. But a really nice start here for Kellen. Has Jackal down, has counters going, so now 2 drops are going to get doubled. But on the other side of things, Ray has found Artist Talent as well as Fear of Missing Out. So now we should see some of that turbocharging get going there if they've got any extra gas in the tank, which I'm pretty sure they do. Keen-Eye Curator. Ooh, copy.
Wow, this is my first time seeing Jackal in action, but this is
Sweet.
really impressive. Like 6 bodies on the battlefield to your opponent's 1.
It's so gross.
Yeah, it's very, very gross. So Kellen with a really fast and explosive start on the play. Ray with their back against the wall early. And, this is the story of Artist's Talent. This card requires some investment. You have to spend a pretty crucial turn of the game, turn 3, setting it up without impacting the board. But what will it do next turn is the big question.
Yeah. And another great thing about Jackal and copying these creatures is, something like Keen-Eyed Curator is also excellent at graveyard management, which we know one of the game plans of this is a Cauldron deck is digging in the graveyard and, getting that combo assembled. So certainly going to be a tough one for Ray to navigate here pre-board.
Yeah, the double Keen-Eyed Curator, super meaningful against the Delirium prospects, against the Cauldron prospects, even could just nab that Winter Night Stories, which we might see Kellen do. Not going to pull the trigger on it, so Ray has first priority here after the Quantum Riddler's ability resolves. Could just harmonize the Winter Night Stories if that's what they choose to spend their turn on. Seems pretty likely you get another turn here, even against an Ouroboros. Take 2, 4, 6, 10, 14 damage, potentially. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's getting dicey, but this is... Okay, let me rephrase this. This is definitely Ray's last turn to set up. After this, it's going to be about board presence, winning the game, answering threats. So if you want to do the Winter Night Stories thing, now's the time.
Yeah. I think Ray agrees with you. I saw a Mako and a Soul Cauldron in hand. Soul Cauldron in hand.
And I think one of the big decisions there was Ray had the Marauding Mako, could deploy the Mako and then harmonize Winter Night Stories to try to grow the Mako, but anything you do gives Kellen another opportunity to exile the Winter Night Stories from the graveyard. So this is a weird game when you're the first to act. You sort of want to just get it onto the stack before your opponent can stop you.
Oh, going to end step. Riddler warps away, and a tapped down Fear of Missing Out. A massive board presence here. Can we find an Ouroboros alongside this Drowner to just get this game over and done with? Yes. Ray doing quick math here just to see how much damage is coming through. And that is going to be it.
Unbelievable. Kellen's ability to just dump so much power and toughness onto the battlefield so quickly.
Jackal is a very, very cool card. Doubling your ground forces? Good grief. All right, sideboard time. That was obviously a steamroll. Simic Aggro just went absolutely crazy in this first matchup here. What is Ray looking at to bring in postboard?
Well, we've talked about how Into the Floodmaw has been a really powerful and meaningful card throughout the tournament. Ray going even further with the full 4 Into the Floodmaws and 2 copies of Bounce Off. And I think that's an effect that you just want as many as you can get your hands on against the Ouroboros deck. So I'd expect that to come in. Other options include Fresh Start. I've seen some players bring in Pyroclasm. Against Kellen, it's sort of hit or miss. You know, you got to pick your spot and get it in the right window to take care of those early creatures before they grow too large, but that's certainly something. Yeah, I mean, Ray has 10 cards that can answer creatures, and you're going to want to bring in a lot of them. If it's all 10, if it's only, 7 or 8, I'm not really sure, but those are the cards that I'd be looking at. Torch the Tower, Bounce Off, Fresh Start, and Pyroclasm.
What about the turtle, man?
The turtle is a nice one. For those who don't know, Aegis Turtle.
That's a 0/5.
1 blue, 0/5. That's it. And that could be really effective as a stumbling block against, say, mono red.
Yeah.
Against Kellen, I think it's just honestly not big enough. 0/50, maybe. Maybe that buys you a little bit of time, but...
oh my gosh. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation against the Simic Aggro deck where there's multiple big guys, leaf worm things. Because they obviously put counters on each other, and then, you stack your triggers, so however big that one's getting, he then makes it like doubly so to pump up the entire team. It's kind of gross, honestly.
Ailey, you familiar with, some of those decks in the history of competitive Magic where you can gain infinite life, like an infinite life combo?
Yes.
So the way that works in tournament Magic is you assemble your combo, and you can't gain infinite life. It's like, well, tell me how much life you want to gain. If you want to gain 1 million, you can gain 1 million. If you want to gain 1 billion, you can gain 1 billion, but you have to pick a number and write it down on your pad. And so I've had so many discussions over the years of like, what is the actual safe number where you can feel good, like, oh, nobody's ever going to deal me 10 million damage in a game of Magic. Well, Kellen's deck is making me rethink all of those past conversations that I had, because I don't know the number, but it seems like it can get just very, very crazy.
Yeah, it can get absolutely nuts, especially with like these exponential growth kind of effects here. But from Kellen's side of things, what are you liking most out of his sideboard for this game 2?
Dragon Sniper and Tishana's Tidebinders are the ones that jump off the page. I think I've seen Kellen with Dragon Sniper on the battlefield in post-sideboard games against Izzet Cauldron. Yeah. Really good in the battles of, like, okay, who can just build the biggest creature? You're dumping a bunch of counters with your Prophetic Memory.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Tishana's Tidebinders, really good way to interact with Soul Cauldron itself. And then there's basically everything else in his sideboard would be an option. But I have to imagine that basically everyone who's doing well in this event has to some extent optimized their main deck for the Izzet Cauldron deck already. I know if I had a friend or teammate preparing for this tournament and they said, oh, yeah, well, I'm sideboarding in these 8 cards against Izzet Cauldron, I would challenge them, why aren't those 8 cards in your main deck to begin with?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you can just see it by the player's readiness here. Kellen's just been casually shuffling away, while Ray is still making decisions based on his configuration, his main deck configuration, and obviously sideboarding. So plenty more decisions here to be made for Ray, you've got to think. But one decision that you can easily make, friends, is signing up for the Star City Games newsletter. That was a smooth segue, if I do say so myself. It's got all the latest information you could possibly need, all the best sets, all the upcoming SCG cons and Spotlight series, and also importantly, all of the sales. So if you've been eyeing out different cards, keep an eye on your inbox, because the newsletter will have all the information that you could need. Head to the main page of Star City Games or go to starcitygames.com/newsletter. Players shuffling up. Hopefully both get a hand of 7 that they like. And we can see a bit more of a fight from Ray.
Ray will get to go first this game, which is already a big difference based on how fast and explosive this match can be. I do like Ray's configuration for going up against Kellen. The artist's talent should allow for even more explosive combo turns. The 6 bounce spells give more ways to come back if things start to get out of hand. So, this is kind of the best case scenario if you're an Is It Cauldron player facing Kellen Pastore is you get to go first with a well-suited post-sideboard configuration.
Yeah, because I don't think too many of the Is It Cauldron decks in the field are playing bounce off. So Ray is just inevitably, or just giving themselves, 2 extra copies of Into the Flood Maw, which is we've already seen how powerful that is.
Agreed. All right, both players keep 7 cards.
Let's boogie.
Oh, and I see that Ray has Cauldron and VV.
Ooh.
Don't know yet if they have a way to get it into the graveyard.
I don't know if this is the matchup for it, but I would love to see Ray level up Artist Talent to level 3 with VV, because then every single non-creature spell is just like, boom, lightning bolt to the face.
Hey, it could be the matchup for it, because at a certain point it gets hard to kill Kellen with combat damage, but having some kind of combo non-interactive win like that could come up.
This is looking very, very similar to Kellen's first game start. As we see the copy of the Spyglass Siren, we've got Gene Pollinator down 2 and Jackal. It's going to get out of hand here if Ray doesn't answer it soon. Oh, gross. And then the map tokens too also pump it up. If you got like a 4-drop or something in hand, you want to go 2 instead of a 2. This deck is sweet.
It's really impressive. I think this is what I would play if I had a standard tournament coming up.
Nice.
I've just been dying to get those Llanowar Elves sleeved up, but haven't found exactly the right home.
Ding, ding. We got an yeah, we do. Oh, okay. Danger, danger. Good grief. Hey, now, come on, friends. Put your creatures in the right spots here. This is getting messy. I don't like it.
Yeah, so no blocks here, because the Gene Pollinator got tapped to cast the Ouroboros. So it's 4 damage flying and a 3/3 trample ground creature that you don't want to throw your VV in front of. So I think it's like almost immediately the game comes down to just what can you do to equalize the situation. You're going to have to take your damage and then do something very, very, very powerful on this VV turn.
Oh, here we go. I'm stressing here for Ray. Prophet's Eidetic Memory, though, alongside Winter Night Stories. An excellent way to kick things off. Ding!
Yeah, so could be pretty nice here. You Winter Night Stories, you go to combat, you dump the counters on the VV, then the VV can play a Cauldron. Do you have a second copy of VV to exile? Because that would be helpful.
Yeah. I don't think so. Looks like we got a couple Winter Night Stories. We have the Cauldron. Maybe 1 or 2 lands there? Yeah. VV's going to be pretty darn big, too. Discard needed here from Ray. And also there's plenty of time in this, so Ray has, and probably should, use a lot of it just to think through every possible play, because there's so many different avenues, to advance with this deck.
These games are a small number of turns, but very, very meaningful decisions within those turns.
Yeah. If it is do or die for Ray in this matchup, because 10-3 is already a bit sketchy. Going to 10-4, it's almost pretty much, unfortunately, no top 8 for them.
Correct. If Ray does not win this match, they will not be in the top 8. That we can say basically for sure.
Yeah. Torch the tower. Takes down one of the flyers. Move to combat. 5 counters now on Vivionitier. So 5 mana available for Ray. I think there's a Quantum Riddler in hand there.
Marauding Mako, Quantum
yeah.
Riddler, Winter Night Stories, and Agatha's Soul Cauldron.
Yeah.
And then option to harmonize the Winter Night Stories, but that would result in tapping your only blocker.
Yeah. I don't think Ray is in the market for that right now. So 3 blue mana, 2 red. Off the VV activation.
Okay, so we've gone through combat. The Profts has done its thing. VV has been activated to make mana, so VV has done its thing. And now warping the Quantum Riddler in order to provide a body to harmonize Winter Night Stories. So I think what Ray's doing is just trying to draw the maximum number of cards in order to set up a possible discard VV and Soul Cauldron.
Trying to find the best way to basically win at this point.
But there is no second copy of VV.
Boo, VV.
So now you have to use your last 2 mana to try to avoid death next turn.
Yeah. We know there's the Mako in hand, so that's a chump blocker.
Correct.
So what, 4 attackers next turn? Ouroboros could possibly get 2 more counters on it with the map tokens. Still a lot of damage coming through. Hey, nice. Oh, that's a good answer. That should be another ding as well upstairs. Yep. So Ouroboros gets a fresh start and is very, very small now. Good answer there for the big plant worm thing. Ouroboros. So it's sitting at -3. That'll take the counters off the creatures, right? Can you imagine if it worked like that?
Oh, yeah, like negative, adding negative counters.
Yeah. Fresh start. Pretty sweet piece of interaction from Tarkir Dragonstorm.
Yeah, kind of like the big brother of Unable to Scream.
Yeah.
Both serve the purpose of eliminating an attacker and causing a creature to lose all abilities.
Now Kellen is slowed down a bit. He has to think about this turn, whereas previously he's just kind of been going, all right, creature attack.
Yeah, it's like each turn that passes, the scales totally tip. So now Kellen is like, if I have to pass the turn to Ray with VV already at 7 counters, I don't know if I'm getting another turn, let alone one where the battlefield looks this favorable. So Kellen is like, can I win this turn? If not, can I remove the VV? If not, what can I do to make my battlefield presence as powerful, explosive as possible while I still can?
Yeah. Because while Kellen's thinking about his turn, Ray's turn, we know they've got another Winter Night Stories in the yard, which can be harmonized with the Quantum Riddler that's currently warped. We know about the Cauldron in hand. So, in amongst all of that, we need to find one other VV for things to get absolutely nutty, and Kellen's just passing the turn back here.
Wow, so that makes me think maybe of Tishana's Tidebinder.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Can that shut down Soul Cauldron?
Can definitely shut down Soul Cauldron. The question I have is if it can shut down VV's mana ability. It can definitely shut down the triggered ability. I'm not sure about the mana ability.
Mako to kick things off. We're gonna harmonize, or are we just gonna pay full price? Oh, okay. Vivi getting harmonized, 3 cards drawn. Tashana's Tidebinder,
All right, so Tidebinder is attempting to counter the triggered ability
and there's 2 of them.
of Vivi. Correct. Now, if the Tidebinder's ability resolves, it will cause Vivi to lose all abilities. So Ray definitely wants to activate for 7 mana in response to this.
Yeah. Unless Ray's got a piece of removal to get the... Yeah, has to kill both Tidebinders, though. I assume they're both targeting Vivi. Or Vivi's ability.
Correct.
The judge's face on the side there.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 1 Tidebinder dealt with. It's a ding. Then that resolves. And then in response to the target, then we activate Vivi? I guess.
Yes. So...
Or no.
All right, so
Yeah.
Vivi had a triggered ability resolve from Torch the Tower.
Yes.
The one that triggered upon Winter Night Stories being cast, that got countered. And Vivi currently has no abilities, but it seems like Ray is prepared for this with a spell that will get the Tidebinder off the battlefield.
Yeah, and then that unlocks Vivi again. Mako, yeah, that gets a couple counters. Because 2 things were discarded. The Prophets and Soul Cauldron.
Correct. So we have a totally reasonable judge question here. Ray resolved Winter Night Stories, played an island, and then went to trigger the Mako. So, you know, that's, for me, 50-50 whether it's too late or not, and totally appropriate to ask a judge.
Judges are your friends. Don't be afraid to call them.
But boy, I'm really wondering about what's going on with this Tidebinder and the Vivi, because Ray's whole turn depends on getting that 8 mana activation.
Yeah.
And as best I can tell about the game state, Vivi is locked down with no abilities.
Okay, so those triggers, or that trigger for Marauding Mako is determined to be missed. Doing our best lip reading from the booth here. 2 mana. Now being tapped here. Are we going to get another Cauldron down? Well, the first Cauldron of the game down. Yep. Ding.
All right. So something happened with the Tashana's Tidebinder that is not what I thought. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take a moment to try to understand exactly what's going on.
We didn't hear where the other target was going, but I assume it would be the activation of the stack, right?
I don't think there's anything else to target.
Yeah. So Tidebinder. When this enters, counter up to 1 target activated or triggered ability. If an ability of a creature or planeswalker is counted, that permanent loses all abilities for as long as Tashana's Tidebinder remains on the battlefield.
And you cannot use the Tidebinder's trigger to counter a mana ability, but as long as the Vivi has lost all abilities...
It shouldn't be dinging Kellen, then?
Yeah, so everything that's going on in the game indicates that the Vivi has not lost all abilities, and I'm not sure why.
Okay. Maybe we could get clarification from a judge at some point, and then we can enlighten you all as well as ourselves. All the discarding, and now Marauding Mako gets to boogie with 2 counters on it.
Okay, I've got it. I've got it.
Yes.
So the first, the 2 Tishana's Tidebinders entered the battlefield. The first one countered the ability and
Yes.
removed that ability from the stack.
Okay.
So the second one cannot also counter the same ability.
Gotcha.
So, so now I understand why the Torch the Tower was successfully able to
Good.
thwart VV losing all abilities, and we're back on track. Sorry, everyone. It took me took me a while to get my head around that one.
This is why you're the Hall of Famer, Reed. We'll
Well.
figure it out eventually. Oh, Jackal gets got. So no more copy nonsense that we have to deal with while that's on one of the friends. Tishana's Tidebinder, number 2 off the battlefield. So all groovy. Quantum Riddler, Marauding Mako, and a massive Vivi on board here for Ray, who's now doing combat math, it looks like. But we still have no Vivi in the bin.
Yeah, so this is just fair and square VV, you know,
Yeah.
like just the actual text of
As
the card,
intended.
which is already, you know, such an amazing creature
Good
capable of
grief.
dominating games. And the Cauldron just sitting there ready to do it all again if the VV is somehow removed from the battlefield.
Jeez. So this tells me that Ray's pretty confident that they'll survive this attack. Because, there was, I think, the option there for another Wednesday Night Stories alongside the Quantum Riddler. It was like 1 more mana floating or something.
Yep, but no reason to push yourself.
Yeah.
Again, you know, if you get another turn with the 15 power VV, you're fine. So let's maximize let's focus on maximizing the chance that you actually get another turn.
No, it's not the same format, but that's almost commander damage levels.
Yeah, wow. How big of a player is VV in Commander?
Oh, it's the most popular. Is it Commander? If
Okay,
I'm not mistaken.
I believe that.
It took over one of the 40K or 40 Warhammer 40,000, whatever you want to call it, commanders recently. So, incredibly popular. This is like one of those ridiculous maths problems you get in like primary school or elementary school. Timmy has 10 apples.
Right, and the Insidious Fungus, meaningful here because that can remove one of the fresh starts from either the Ouroboros
Yeah.
or the Jackal. Makes sense to go after Ouroboros. This is Kellen's way to try to keep pace against the VV going nuts on the other side of the battlefield.
So 2 extra counters go on all the critters. Good grief.
And the Jackal is now free of the fresh start,
Yeah.
at least in some ways. It still has -5 in lost all abilities, but it has become a 1/6 creature.
Yeah, it's a decent blocker. Oh, now this is cool.
Granting the Insidious Fungus ability to these creatures.
The VV can sacrifice itself then.
Wow.
That's one way to get it in the bin.
Yeah, so how about make 15 mana and then sacrifice itself and then eat the VV? That's really cool.
Yeah. Thanks, fungus. I don't know what you're targeting, but
Wow, Ailey, we might see your play of fully level artist talent. You know, there's plenty of mana to do that if you want to, and then start triggering for 3 damage each with VV.
Oh, please do it, Ray. For me, as a treat. No, eat it, eat it. Oh, it's gonna die anyway. Ding! Ah, Ray doesn't need to do it. They'll go for the good play, not the flashy play. Gosh. This is... Imagine if we just dropped into this match now as like, a second feature match. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, 17 power VV against Ouroboros and a wide board.
What's hiding under those dice?
But yeah, we believe Ray is going to win this turn.
Yeah, I think so.
You just kind of pick your route to get there.
Mm-hmm. Num num num. So all the countered critters have the ability to make blue and red mana. Gross. Yeah. I think they're leveling it up. With 2 spells? Yes! Lightning bolts to the face! I mean, bad VV. No biscuit. That's cool.
That was a crazy game.
Woo! Good grief. Kellen's probably like, okay, I didn't have to deal with any of this and all the others. Is it Cauldron matchups?
And it was the VV on the battlefield.
Yeah, it got the job done.
Rather than the VV in the graveyard. I have to say, like, both games, the player who got to go first had just such a big advantage. And you think about Ray was able to play the VV past the turn and then sort of get the engines rolling starting on turn 4. Based on the texture of game number 1, where Ray was on the draw, that would not have been possible. So what's going to happen in this 4th game? It's going to have to be that level of explosive, powerful draw, but also with some well-placed interaction to make sure your opponent can't do the same to you.
That was such a sweet, sweet game. If you're just joining us, I would recommend going back and watching that one. After the first game ending blazingly fast, that one probably took a good 12 minutes to wrap up, I'd say.
Again, a small number of turns, but each turn is just so big and each play is so impactful that you want to take your time and make sure you're getting everything right.
Awesome play there by Ray. They're no stranger to the feature match area. Haven't had the greatest success in the last little bit with the Pro Tours and stuff, but, seeing them play at this level and at the RCs, like... They just put up such an excellent show, Pretty sure they made a couple top 8s as well.
Yeah, Ray
previously.
Made the top 8 of the Pro Tour last year. It was standard with the 4-color Legends Slowkirk deck.
Yes.
So that's a deck that I associate really closely with Ray. And then top 8 of a previous Spotlight series with Teamer Otters.
Yeah, I remember that one too.
Another one that's really cool because, like, basically no one was playing that deck besides Ray.
Yeah.
So, yeah, another player... that as a fan of Magic, it's just so easy to root for them.
Yeah.
Because they're doing it their own way. They're
Absolutely,
constantly breaking new ground.
I mean, yeah, speaking of brewers, this is probably one of the best combo brewers out there at the moment, so.
Definitely.
Corey is in the feature match area. Who let him out? I mean, keeping a close eye on proceedings on one of our other feature matches. Maybe we can go and take a look-see as well what he's watching. Friends, if you are looking for any cards or newsletters or anything of the sort, sealed single supplies, etc., go to StarCityGames.com. You can get all the latest sets there. Spider-Man, you can go get pre-orders in for Avatar coming up. Lorwyn Eclipse pre-orders should be going up soon as well if they're not up already. It's hard to keep up with all of these cards and releases, but certainly go and check it out and... yeah, make sure you get all the cards you need. We're going to head over to Table C quickly, and take a peek there while Ray and Kellen get things going. Alexander McIsaac with his sweet Rakdos deck has Nam Dang down to 6 life. And it does look like Izzet Cauldron is getting a little bullied, I'm not going to lie, by this Rakdos deck of Alex's.
Yeah, this match looks really close. Equalized at game 3. However, Nam down to the very precarious 6 points of life. We know that these Hired Claws can deal 2 damage regardless of blockers.
Alex isn't really playing burn spells. Doesn't have the ley line down on the board to get some cheeky double spells. Doesn't look like his hand is playing too nice with him either, but Nam may have stabilized in this particular position. Both players with 1 game apiece. Alexander would love to pick up the 12th win here. So getting in, 2 more points of damage, jamming with these little lizards.
Yeah, Nam could not block fast enough. He does not want to let any more combat damage through when he's at 4 life.
Yeah, before attacker zone declared, I block.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, full bore. No thank you. Flood Maw. Go away. Now, what does he do about the other critter there? That's a 3/4.
Yeah, so 1/2 loses the fight against the 3/4 fear of missing out. Nam has full delirium because there's an enchantment creature in the graveyard.
Huh.
So with some card drawing, this could be a really powerful turn.
Ah, poor Bubba. Come on, final card. Don't fail me, says Alexander, is taking his first damage of the matchup here. And Nam is very confident. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to kill whatever you play. So
Yeah, if Nam has 1 more instant speed interactive card, I think he's locked this game up.
Zoom zoom. Do we have a hasty threat here, Alex? Ah, burn together. Boo. Alrighty. Well, not going the way of our Rakdos hero there, unfortunately, in other feature matches.
So that was Nam Dang, to the best of our knowledge, the first player to notch that 12th win. So assuming a win or a draw in the last round, Nam will be in our top 8, possibly even with a loss. But, you know, that's exactly where you want to be, 12-2 with 1 round to go.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Nam Dang.
GG's indeed. Is it Cauldron? When we usually play this little game of like, what do you think is going to be in the top 8? 5 Cauldrons, maybe 3 others, or more Cauldrons than that?
That's a pretty good I mean, it doesn't seem like it's going to be less than that, right?
Yeah.
You know, 5, 6, or 7 are probably the most likely numbers. But Kellen, especially if he can have a good draw on the play in this game, he could be the single most likely player to win the tournament at this point, because you said he's 8-1 or 7-1, something like that against Cauldron
yeah.
with this unique deck that people maybe weren't quite as well prepared for. He's playing well. He's got a great record. So, you know, there's still some hope for the non-Cauldron players.
Well, from what I'm seeing over Ray's hand, if there's a 3rd land in there, that's pretty good. Let's see if they agree. Kellen hates whatever he picked up, so shipping it back straight away. Going into this round, our top 7 players that had 11-2, there were 1, 2, 3, 4 Cauldrons, and then 3 non-Cauldrons. Simic, Monored, and Rakdos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, five Cauldron in the top 8 seems like the right guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe it could be 4, could be 6.
Statistically speaking. Alexander, make it to the top 8, please.
Yeah, Alexander, based on favorable tiebreakers, will probably be playing a win and in for top 8 next round.
Fingers crossed. I really like his deck. I like the Poison Dart Frog. And, you know, he's been giving us a good show at all the events we've seen
Absolutely.
him
His
in
games
lately.
have been awesome.
Yeah.
Really fun to watch.
Ooh,
And
okay.
actually, both players ended up
yeah.
choosing to mulligan here.
Whoa,
Kellen, unfortunately,
no, Kellen.
mulliganing again, and that's very, how should I say, emotionally trying when you're in you get to go first, your favorable match, you just have to win this one more game to lock up top 8, and it's like, oh, come on, just let my deck do its thing. But instead you mulligan to 5.
I was just going to say the S word that rhymes with kitty is how that feels.
Yeah.
Come on, deck. All right. Ray seems happy with their 6. Let's see if we can get Kellen a decent 5-card opening hand.
Would love to start with an uncontested Llanowar Elves, but at this point, pretty much just anything with a couple of lands will do the trick.
I saw Alan and I saw Jean, I think, unless that was an insidious fungus. But, yeah, okay. Not ideal here for Kellen. But it is what it is. For Ray fans out there, though, this is looking pretty promising if they can pull off a similar game as Game 2. Advancing to 11-3 potentially. There is a Jean, okay. So it's not a Llanowar elf, but, you know, it does its best impersonation.
Okay, and the Gene Pollinator survives, so that was test number 1.
Gene number 2 into Insidious Fungus. Okay, so there was a fungus in there as well. Look at all these little dudes. Look at these little dudes as well. Into the Floodmaw in hand for Ray, so some interaction available for any shenanigans that may follow here for Kellen.
So if you'll remember, Ray's deck in particular is heavier on bounce spells for Into the Floodmaw, 2 bounce off, and lighter on actual removal, you know, Torch the Tower type stuff. Against an opponent who mulligans to 5, that's where you really want the hard removal. Like, you start with 5 cards, I just want to trade off resources and, you know, make that resource disadvantage that you're starting with even more pronounced. So their Ray head into the Floodmaw, but no really beautiful opportunity to cast it, whereas Torch the Tower would have been a bit stronger.
I like what Ray's doing. Just get as many creatures down as you can and try and kill Kellen as quickly as possible.
That's another way to do it. That's another way to not, you know, smell blood and not give your opponent breathing room after the tough start.
I mean, there are 2 sharks, right?
That's
Blood,
right.
Water,
blood in the
go.
water.
Kellen is having to tap all of his creatures here to just get something on the board, and there's going to be an Ouroboros buffing up the little guys.
At 10 life, though, it's, you know, even one way to discard will force the Ouroboros into an unfavorable block, and actually we know about the Into the Floodmaw, so
that's just
is
lethal,
Ray
isn't it?
Zhang about to take this game?
Like just a discard and an attack and Into the Floodmaw and GG? I don't think they found it. Yeah, 8 damage. There's a Riddler.
Okay, so what you could do is you could play Profts, and you could Quantum Riddler, and...
Ooh, gross, yeah.
No, actually that doesn't work out super well, because the Ouroboros would be there to block.
Yeah. But that is out the way. Let's see what Riddler finds for us. Torch the Tower. Okay, another Profts. Oh, sorry, the Profts that you mentioned. So, down to 2 goes Kellen. What can he cobble together here? His final gasp, you have to think.
Needs to produce a flying blocker. I guess the Azure Beastbinder can attack and make the Steam Core Scholar lose abilities.
Yeah.
Then replay the Ouroboros. Maybe do that in the reverse order, but hopefully you get my point.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Living Mirror. I just started Game 2. So, like, theoretically, the guy who won Game 1 could win Game 2 and not actually take...
Ouroboros returns. Put some counters on all the things. And Beastbinder has vigilance as well, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
so.
right. Yeah, so make the Steam Core Scholar lose flying. Hanging on by a thread is Kellen Pastore. Trying to keep that dream alive of getting the 12th win before the final round.
That Torch the Tower looking worse and worse each turn that Ouroboros is on the board. Oh, this is so close, man.
Yeah, one thing is that the Ouroboros has to get into combat.
Yeah.
If you just attack with all 3 creatures must be blocked. Torch Tower could finish something off. We also have the Profts to pump up 1 attacker.
Yeah. So the Steam Core Scholar, even though it's not flying, it's still a 2/2. One, two, 3/3. I mean, the Orboroid could survive if it blocks the 2/2, if that's nothing, no other effects before damage. Those are 3/3s. The Beastbinder's got a bigger booty. Yeah, it's a 1/3 at base. So it's
Right, so
3/5.
2/4, 3/4, and 3/5 on Kellen's side. 3/3, 3/3, and 2/2 on Ray's side, with one counter to be added at a place of their choosing.
Yeah. And if Kellen keeps getting turns here, that Beastbinder could just keep the Scholar on lockdown. So really what Ray needs is a bounce spell for it or another Steam Core Scholar. Jeez. Big things here now. 3 minutes 45 left in the game. Or in the round, I should say.
And the problem is that if you declare all your creatures as attackers, okay, you're going to force the Ouroboros to block, and you can use Torch the Tower to finish it off. But you're also going to lose so much of your own board that how are you going to win the following turn?
Yeah.
So then you start toying with the idea, well, maybe I don't attack with everything, but then the Ouroboros is going to survive, and we know that that doesn't go very well.
Looks like Ray is going to take an action here. It's looking very, very tight indeed here for these players. Ray fighting to stay in contention for the top 8. Kellen looking to secure his spot almost. Assuredly. Ray now doing some maths to see, can I attack with everything and not die? Because there's no creatures in her hand, right? Sorry, in their hand.
Is that a Quantum Riddler, the last card?
Could be.
Okay, so I understand. Yeah, it's land, Quantum Riddler, and Torch the Tower. So Ray is looking to cast the Torch, then use the Riddler to draw 2, add some counters to something, and force an unfavorable block.
No, that wouldn't work.
Okay, yeah, this is the best Ray can do. I like it.
3 counters on 2. Steam Core Scholar and turn things sideways.
So the 2/3 power creatures will eat the Makos. The Ouroboros will chump the Steam Core Scholar.
Nice.
But it's still looking decent for Kellen, especially if he can have some kind of strong follow-up. And we know he doesn't have land in hand.
How much power is all that? 3, 6, 9. Is that 12 power?
Correct, 12 power.
Oh. Another Orboroid. They travel in packs, you know. Okay. Beastbinder's got to get boogie. Got to get jiggy with it, so making that Steam Core Scholar a grounded creature. I am gobsmacked that he has hung on here for dear life.
Yeah, it spins just so tight. Remember that previous turn, if Ray had any way to discard even one card, they could have pumped the Marauding Makos up to lethal.
Yeah. Goodness me. So down to 11 goes Ray. Shake of the head there. They don't seem super pleased about stuff. Was that a fear of missing out I spied? Yeah. I don't think they like the position they're currently in. But let's see what the top of the deck holds here for Ray Zhang. Fear of missing out. Discard, draw. 1 counter available from Profts. Any way to evade these 2 blockers?
Well, let's say Ray can't win this turn. You can still present a 6-power attacker, which has to be blocked and will kill either the Ouroboros to keep the game under control, or kill the Beastbinder, which means the flyer would threaten lethal. So it doesn't look like it's enough right on the board, but if Ray can play one more meaningful spell this turn, the game might still be pretty close.
Yeah. And if I'm Kellen, I'm definitely blocking with the Orboroid because this unblockable Beastbinder is keeping the flyer grounded, right?
Good point, yeah.
Unless he finds another piece of removal, which I don't think he's running all that much of. All right, we've gone to turns now. This is turn 0. So for those of you who have never been in this situation, what are turns, Reed?
All right, so the rules of tournament Magic, you have to complete your best 2 out of 3 match in 50 minutes. If you don't, and the timer runs out, you go to basically sudden death, which is finishing the current turns and 5 more total extra turns. So not 5 more each player, just 5 more altogether. I suspect this game will end one way or another before the 5 turns elapse, but if they do run out, then the match is a draw, which is a less than ideal result in general, though it could have some interesting consequences this late in the event.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't think we're going to get that far. I think somebody's going to die within a turn or two.
That's tough because, like, even if Ray attacks here, there's still 4 attackers coming back, right?
Correct.
And now they're at 7.
And the Quantum Riddler's going away.
Yeah.
So you need at least 1 more blocker, or I guess 2 more blockers or
those are all
removal
full power
spells.
now, yeah. Oof. Alrighty. Ray's doing their damnedest here. Beastbinder blocks. Alright, cool. Yeah. Mako as a blocker. Another Riddler goes away. 2 blockers against 4 attackers. An Orboroid on the board. If one of these creatures gets bounced before the counters get put on, Ray survives, just taking 1 attacker to the face.
Correct. So Ray has to have a bounce spell in order for the game to continue. And if they don't, Kellen just has to trigger Ouroboros and declare an attack, and he is going to be in the top 8.
So, nope, didn't have it. Didn't have it there, unfortunately. If Ray had a bounce spell there, they probably would have won. Because there's no flying. Though there were 2 flying blockers. Never mind. Okay, so Kellen had all of his bases covered.